Once again, you are welcome to Primary 5 Integrated Science Week 3, Lesson 5. My name is Mr. Mayen Ronald, and I'm going to take you through this lesson 5. We are still continuing with the soil as our topic, and last time we looked at soil erosion in Lesson 4. We said that soil erosion is the removal of topsoil by its agents. Soil erosion is the removal of topsoil by its agents. We looked at the agents of soil erosion, where we talked about moving animals, we talked about man, we talked about flowing water or running water, we talked about wind. Today, we are looking at types of soil erosion. Types of soil erosion. There are 6 types of soil erosion. One is what we call splash erosion or raindrop erosion. Now, when we talk about splash erosion or raindrop erosion, as its name suggests, raindrop or splash is where the raindrops hit the bare ground and make the soil to splash from its original position. Look at this diagram here. We are having our ground here which is bare. These are raindrops. They are now dropping. When it reaches our bare ground here and it splashes, we see the soil particles moving apart, leaving its original position. So this is what we call splash erosion. Where the rain drops, it makes the soil to splash or to spread away or to move from its original position. That's why we call it splash erosion or raindrop erosion. It's caused by raindrops. Then we have another type of soil erosion called rail erosion. Rail erosion. When we talk about rail erosion takes place on the gentle slopes or surfaces, whereby running water or fast-flowing water washes away the topsoil and it creates rails. It creates the rails. These are our rails, small lines in the soil, what we call the rails. As water continues to move on its path, it causes the rails, the small lines in the ground. That's what we call rail erosion. Then we have another type of soil erosion called sheath erosion. Sheath erosion. From the word sheath, uniform. So, sheath erosion is a type of erosion where the fast flowing water washes away the topsoil uniformly or removes the topsoil uniformly. For you find that it happens on the gentle slopes of an area, whereby when flowing water moves from the upper part and it washes everything, it goes uniformly without leaving behind either the rails or the gullies. So the water goes at the same pace. So this is what we call sheath erosion, and it occurs on the gentle slopes. Then we have what we call gully erosion. With the gully erosion, it develops from rim erosion. After the rain making rills in the soil, these rills widens and form what we call gullies. So these are our gullies or gully. If it is one, if they are many, they are gullies. Gullies are wide, deep channels made by rain or by flowing water. We have ever seen this when rain has destroyed the roads. Rain has destroyed people's compounds. It's found on the deep slopes or steepy slopes of the mountains or any hilly area. So this one, it begins as a rain. As more water keep on flowing in the rails, the rails keep on widening and they form what we call the gullies. And there we get a name called gully erosion. Are we together? So gully erosion comes as a result of deep and wide channels being formed in the soil due to large volume of water passing on the ground. So we have another type of soil called wind erosion. With wind erosion, this one takes place in the area which has been over-cultivated. I told that when you are over-cultivating, you make the soil particles loose. When the soil particles become loose, they are easily taken by what? Wind. So when this wind takes away these loose soil particles, they cause what we call wind erosion. It also happens in desert areas where there are no vegetation, or semi-arid areas where there are no vegetation. So the land is bare and you are cultivating it, you make the soil particles loose or sandy soil, then it is easily taken by wind. Lastly, we have what we call river bank erosion. With the river bank erosion takes place at the banks of the river. When we talk about the banks of the river, we are not meaning centenary bank. If this one is our river, is flowing, this side part is the river bank, the bank of the river. So, if the human beings come and cultivate along the river banks, you are removing the vegetation cover along the river banks. You are exposing now the river bank to erosion agents. You are leaving the soil around here bare. Now when this river overfloods, the water will have no catchment area. So they will end up also eroding everything. You heard about River Nyamwamba in Bujo, or is Kaseso in Bujo. So, you saw what happened there. It removed everything, destroyed everything, all roads, all people's houses were destroyed, crops, because of the encroaching on the river banks. So it's very hazardous or very dangerous for you to cultivate along the river banks, because if it floods, automatically it's going to cause river bank erosion. So those are the 60 types of soil erosion that we have for today, and therefore we are having activity after these notes. Make sure that you write those notes in your class workbooks. After writing the notes, then you write the activity. Then send a book for marking. Then we shall give you the correction. Thank you for listening. See you in the next lesson. I met Mr. Mahendra.